Hello, my beautiful collective. Thank you for joining me in this reading. I like to take out the cards off camera and sit with the energy for a little bit and kind of like begin the reading like this. And as we go, we will continue to shuffle and get more into the energy. Now, what we're going to go ahead and get into is the energy of what you don't see coming. So the main situation here that we have is this Two of Wands. And the Two of Wands is talking about being in this point of your life that you are looking into other options. You're looking into things that maybe you normally wouldn't look into because you want to see what's out there for you. You want to see what's out there in the world, right? You don't want to just get or settle with what you're familiar with. The person that resonates with this reading is trying to expand from what they have experienced for their current reality. And it's interesting because this 10 of Swords here is posing as your blockage, which tells me that whoever resonates with this reading is someone that has experienced a painful ending in the past. This is someone that there was a traumatic situation, something that really took you a lot of effort to get out of. And that is the potential blockage here, right? So sometimes we feel like when we experience things like that, it can be very scary to try something new. But it doesn't seem like that has broken your spirit of looking into the horizons and looking into seeing what else the world has to offer you. Right. And that's a very positive energy because it shows an energy of expansion. It shows an energy of motivation. But the only thing that can kind of get in the way of that is that sometimes we can get overwhelmed with the options that we actually find, right? So at times, maybe the person that resonates with this reading, you might feel like there's not enough options. But then when you start to look into how much there is in the world for you, then you get overwhelmed with, well, what direction do I take, right? And that could be something that could feel kind of restraining. But what you don't see coming is this hangman energy, right? And this hangman energy is saying, well, you need to take a pause and see things from a different perspective. And this is actually about checking in with yourself, right? I don't want you to skip steps. That's what Spirit is saying. Don't skip the steps necessary to make an educated decision, to make a decision that is actually going to be a long lasting effect, right? You don't want to make a decision and then be back in a point where you're in a situation that you're not fulfilled with. So, with that being said, what you don't see coming is actually a moment of stillness. What you don't see coming is actually the connection that your intuition, your higher self is trying to look into. Like you are being called by your own higher self to settle yourself, to take a moment, evaluate what it is that's important to you. What is your non-negotiables? This is what Spirit wants you to really focus on. And it could be something that could completely throw you off guard because maybe you're a person that is completely all about action. Maybe you're someone that is very dominant, that's very in the leadership position, that you're always striving to build, to accomplish, to do, right? And what Spirit is actually telling you, and what you might not see coming, especially after getting out of a situation that has been difficult for you to cope with, is the fact that what Spirit wants you to do is to evaluate without the pressure of I need to hurry up and make this decision. Spirit wants you to see all the perspectives, all the bigger picture of the situation. Spirit doesn't want you to rush, right? And that could be something that can completely throw you off guard. Now, the likely outcome of this situation is actually the Nine of Cups here. And this is a very positive energy. This is an energy of a wish fulfillment. This is an energy of emotional well-being. This is also an energy of accomplishing what you desire, right? So at times, those things obviously can take a little bit more time because you have to really narrow down what it is that you desire, because at times we don't know exactly what we desire. We think that we desire certain things, but then when things get to a certain point, we realize, oh, well, this is actually not fulfilling me, right? So Spirit wants you to understand that, yes, there's many options out there. Yes, your reality, what you have experienced, is only a fraction of what's actually available for you, right? But at the same time, there is a time and a place for everything. There is moments in our journey that our pace has to be slightly slower. And the hangman is actually an energy of taking a moment of pause. And that is actually what you don't see coming. So I'm going to go ahead and get a little bit further into the reading. Let's go ahead and elaborate on this Hanged One energy and see what Spirit wants to share with you. Let me know if this resonates so far. So for the Hanged One, you have the Star, you have the Two of Pentacles, and we have the Death card. So I love this because actually the Star is a very beautiful energy, and I love that it showed up here because the Star is about faith, right? But it's not just about faith, it's also about trusting in the things that you don't see. So yes, we think faith and we think outside of ourselves, like religion, our spiritual practices. That's all great and all. But the star also represents believing in the capability that you have to bring certain things to fruition, even if you might not see the glimpse of hope just yet, right? So this is a really beautiful energy. This is an energy of focusing on your regeneration, right? So you got to take care of yourself before you continue to push yourself to build something. And that is something that is showing up here also with the Hanged One energy. So what you don't see coming is a lot of slowing down the pace, okay? Because some of you guys are going through a major change, major transformation. You have here the Death card, okay? And like I said in the previous card with the Ten of Swords as your blockage, there is a major change that some of you guys are experiencing, a major transformation, you know, a major close of a chapter. You know, if we really think about the astrology that has been happening, we just had a lunar eclipse, right, in the sign of Pisces. And with that being said, it's like a lunar eclipse is all about, endings, right? The full moon is all about revelation and releasing. And there is a need to release this very busy energy. At some point, the Two of Pentacles, right? The juggler cannot continue to juggle forever. There has to be a moment where you need to put your arms down, right? Where you need to rest, when you need to build a better practice of balance in your life. And this is what essentially is the ingredient for you to create or take a better route in your life, right? Because going back to that Two of Wands, which is the main energy of this reading, is that some of you guys are in this position where you are trying to figure out where you're going next, right? So right now it's about being receptive. It's about understanding your own desires, giving yourself the space to really get to know yourself, and to really get to know yourself without the pressures of society, the pressures of our family members, of our close relationships, right? What is it that you as a being, as a soul, what is it that your soul is telling you that you need? And that's where the connection with your higher self and the intuition really is important. So this is a strong balancing act. This is a strong slowing down of the pace that some of you guys really need to consider having, especially if you're someone that's always on the go, always busy, always trying to do something, to finalize something. Spirit is saying, well, we got to now take care of the internal part of you, your feminine side, your divine feminine energy, the receptive side, the nurturing side of you that needs attention, that needs your awareness at this very moment. Let's get a little bit more. Tell me about the Nine of Cups as the likely outcome. One kid you give me with that, Spirit. Thank you. So, wow. High Priestess talking about intuition, stillness. That is exactly what that is. King of Swords. This is also about mental clarity. And then we also have the Six of Cups. So very, very interesting. Six of Cups, that really is actually catching my attention. So I'm actually going to draw another card. What do we have for the Six of Cups here? Okay, Ten of Cups. So that's really fascinating. I actually see the Six of Cups in this reading as a potential blockage for whatever reason. So there's this energy of in the past, right? Six of Cups symbolizes emotional ties that we still have to the past. This could be about our childhood. This could be in relationships with people that we have had in the past, like let's say a sibling or a relative or even a love interest, whatever it is. But There's this energy of having to expand your idea of what emotional fulfillment actually looks like, the idea of happiness that maybe you have told yourself. Is it really something that fulfills the version of you that you are today? Do we need to evaluate that? Is there something that needs to change as far as your perspective of the things that matter to you emotionally? Okay. The King of Swords, this symbolizes mental clarity. Okay. It almost makes me feel, especially with the High Priestess showing up here, is that when you give yourself this moment to connect with your divine feminine energy, with your intuition, with your higher self, when you give this moment to truly understand what is going on within you, what is it that you want your current reality to look like, what is it that bothers you, what is it that you want to release. Sometimes we feel all of these emotions and we don't understand where they're coming from. The High Priestess is all about really channeling this inner wisdom and understanding within yourself, right? Once you get that, which you only get again by stillness, stillness is very important, slowing down the pace. Okay, once you get that understanding, that light bulb moment within yourself, then the energy of the King of Swords can be very beneficial for you, because now you can move with a rational mind that's clear of clutter, and you're able to strategize, right, towards the things that you desire and take action towards those things. But there has to be that slowing down of the pace to gain a better understanding and perspective of what it is that you need as a person, as a human being, as yourself. Not what anybody else needs around you, not who you are in regards to the roles that you play for other people in their lives. This is about you. What is it that self needs? What is it that self is looking for? Do you know what that is? What is it that your heart asks you to do? That's why that Two of Wands is so important in the main situation, because you are discovering not just what's out there in the world, because I know that's what I talked about earlier, but you're also discovering what's within you. Okay? What's within you? What is it within you that maybe you potentially don't know yet? And now this is an opportunity to get to know it. Okay? Now let's go ahead and get the final card of the reading. Final card of the reading. What do we got? We have the Six of Wands. This is about celebration. This is about accomplishment, about reputation. This is a really good energy because it shows that you have a support system, right? That you will find success and accomplishment in the way that you go about, your next venture, your next chapter. But again, move from a place of authenticity, meaning you really have to stick with yourself and learn how to be bored with yourself. So you learn what it is about you that maybe you just don't know. And that helps you with these decisions when you start to feel overwhelmed with the options that are available for you, right? The more you get to know yourself, the more alignment, right, you can actually walk in. So, with that being said, you guys, let me know if this reading resonated with you. Very powerful reading. I have readings for the collective every Tuesday, and I'm gonna be working on having more readings for you throughout the week, but this is what I can do right now. Please let me know down below what resonated with you in the reading, if anything did at all, and I will see you guys next Tuesday. Bye.